Hey Bruce, Britt again, part 4. And this time I'm going to keep my finger off the microphone so the sound doesn't go to crap. Alright, so this is what I did. I built this box here. I've had this Radio Shack project box for the longest time. And so I just decided to make a remote panel for it. So what's going on is let me take the phone and put it in the other hand. So if you look down here where that blinking green light is, that's where this panel used to be. It snaps into place. It has a Cat5 connection on the back of this. It just snaps down inside of it. And the instructions say if you get an adapter, which is one of those gender adapters where you can plug two cables in together, plug that into the back of this, then you can run a network cable from here to there and run this remotely, which is what I've done. It goes into the bottom of the box. This is what is it? It's a 10 kilo ohm, 0.5 watt Radio Shack special potentiometer. And then I bought a knob from Radio Shack as well. And the potentiometer comes with like a 4-foot stem on it. I had to cut some of it off, put the knob on, wired that up per the instructions. It goes down here. This is just an on-off-on switch that I have set up for forward, off, and reverse. This is temporary. Just for testing purposes and piddling around with the motor. When the motor gets installed in the lathe, you know, the original power switch goes in right here. I'll wire that into the power switch, and then in place of this switch, I'm going to put a keyed on-off switch. That way I can turn it off, pull the key out, it'll kill power, won't start, What this does right now, through the software, I have disabled the frequency changing and all of that in the keypad, because now it's called terminal control, where I'm controlling it with a switch and a potentiometer. What this is going to do now is show frequency as the motor ramps up and down and so on. But this is the connections that I've got here. This is the forward and reverse switch, which is a 24 volt common, and then it has one terminal gets power, then it's forward, the other terminal gets powered, it's reverse. If no terminals get power, it's off. If both get power, it's off. This one here is the potentiometer leads. It's a 10 volt, so it sends 10 volts to the pot and then senses what it gets back. It's got 3 leads. There's a 10 volt lead, a 0 volt lead, and then the sensing lead. And you have to set the software up to make this recognize that it's looking for the frequency through the pot, and it's looking for run forward and reverse through the switch. So what I'll do, and I've read a lot about different potentiometers and how some people say, well, you know, I crank it up just a little bit and it goes full frequency or whatever else. I did get a linear taper. This is not a reverse logarithmic, which is what they use for audio volume pots and things. It's a linear taper, 10K ohm, 0.5 watt. It's a Radio Shack special. I could probably get you the part number if you wanted to know what that was. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it for 0 hertz, which is 0, and I'm going to put it in forward, which is down. You hear the whine, that's the motor getting nothing, so I'm just going to slowly turn this up. And then you can see that the frequency is coming up, and I can stop it at 26.19 hertz or 30. I have the software set up right now to run 150% over factory, so it'll go from 0 to 90 hertz. So there's 70 hertz, 77, there's 90 hertz. That's 1800 RPM on a 1200 RPM motor. And 1800 RPM with the gear reduction that I'm going to have, I should say belt reduction, that's going to give me about 1200 RPM at the spindle, which is fast enough. I'll turn it back down. Now when you decelerate, it brakes. It just doesn't coast down. It actually brakes the motor down slowly. And I'm going to let it come to a stop. And I'm going to flip it into reverse. And now it shows negative hertz, and so on. The stop button still works on the panel, and I have the stop button and stop on the center switch right here. set for coasting, not braking. So it'll coast down. Anyway, there she is, man. Text if you have any questions. Talk to you later.